Welcome to the Snap Judgements League Pod Finals. We are here and finding out right now who is going to be in the final this weekend, which will be broadcast to us live, not in a recording. We're going to have our participants gather together for a live broadcast on this channel here on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/ItsGuestGaming. We'll be taking part in that at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to showcase the semifinals and finals. But we have something we need to know first. Who is going to be there? I've got two showcases for you today to showcase who is going to be moving on into that final, and then announce who will be in the final for the live presentation on Sunday, the 20th of June. So if you all are ready, let's go right into game number one. Let's bring it on over and showcase, you read it there correctly, But. That's right, But versus. It's listed as the Kangambassador, but if you've been following the channel here, you know that the Kangambassador is none other than Jumpool. So let's go ahead and take this, because we always do this live, and I never know who I'm going to see here. Let's go ahead and shrink this down to size so we can see the full screen of this battle. Good luck, have fun, gentlemen. They both know they're starting off with a hood on hood, and that's going to move them to... Looking at the deck here, it's a semi-bounce variation that Goliath could be a nice little surprise play also towards the very end. But Hood, Kitty Pryde, Demon, Ravonna. Ooh. Sorry, 23rd. My apologies, 23rd. I said the wrong date. When I got the information, it was the 20th. 23rd. It happens. Let's see. With the Demon potentially throwing off the chaos of Warrior Falls. It's interesting to see how they're going to go about it, to be honest. Especially if both decks are running similar play lines. Throwing Demon and Hood also into Nidavellir is very interesting because they're playing less into the line that says conversion. That Nocturne now really gonna have to undo the flooding, but the question is when? Is it worth it to remove now, or is it worth it to remove later? I'm also a little surprised they're beasting this turn. There goes the Nocturne, who puts a Ninja over on the opposite side as Shadowland drops in. We see Beast bring back Hood, Demon, and Kitty Pryde. All of the zeros. We're going to have an incredibly cheap Sasquatch on the final play here, as Thena starts the ramp-up power routine over in the Shadowland. Picking up the Ninja is a little intriguing, because they're leaving the Hood on the board. I guess that's just for the Sasquatch decrease. Let's see what they do. Okay, so now they've done the switch. There's the switch off. Puts the Demon, the Hood, and the Ninja into the hand. That'll clog mid and right if they lock that in. Jumpool running I mean, Thena right now, let's be honest, as we get a snap coming on in from BUTT. Interesting. Feels this confident that the whole line's going to be enough to drop down the Sasquatch enough and get a big play out there, as we see Demon Sentry lock in. And all of those negative pieces now are going to bounce and fly back. It looks like we're kind of, if we're Butt, we're gonna have to forfeit Shadowland. Between Thena rising and the potential Ninja needing to be disabled, That's gonna bring a lot of power on that side. And even if they drop the Sasquatch in there, I don't know if it's enough. What's the advantage though is priority here on the side of, but oh, and John Poole backs out. John Poole doesn't think that he has enough to go over in Nidavellir. Wow, or the hub. With 5 cards dropping, assuming that this is running a, I guess a Sasquatch, then John Poole's gonna back away. All right, there we go. That's gonna be the first cubes off of John Poole, also known as the Kangbassador. Let's see what else they bring to the party here in this lockdown, lockout, negative, annoying, not negative, I should say, but the toxic style clog deck. As Kitty Pryde is destroyed on the side of Button, Debris is destroyed on John Poole's side. Loving the new clog. As we get more bob and weaves. Once again, this is Deja Vu from round number 1. Storm on 3, Nocturne down, going to be able to slide and take out the flooding. But let's see what X-Mansion does. We've seen some wild plays recently, and it's just a Mr. Sinister for Kangbassador and a little dinky Medusa, but not in the middle lane. Just opting to not unclog the flooding yet, given the fact that Mockingbird can take that lane, looks to be a solid option. It's really dependent on, do we see Sentry drop on this turn? And if we do, I'm a little worried about moving that Nocturne so early. I get what they're doing with the Sage bounce, but it might be worth it to reconsider the Flooded. Worst possible scenario with the Nocturne, it's probably Nova Roma, Triskelion, any of those card draw mechanics, because if it clogs the hand at all, Sage isn't going to get back into the hand. John Poole backs out. He doesn't like it. He sees the line that, well, Butt could be working with, and here we go. We move away from it. We move away from it, take off one more cube. It's a 10-7 lead going into round number 3. As the game DCs for no, but no. All right, all right, all right. We're back. He's back. They're back. A really negative Widow's Kiss, but with Beast in play, or potentially easily drawn. I'm surprised that they're actually putting Nico in the right. They're putting Nico in the right. They're not looking to bounce the Nico or clear the Widow's Kiss via Thunderbolt's Tower. Instead, we're going to get the Hood to be destroyed. Demon goes into the hand foot first, and then we see Juggernaut plus Mysterio appear. Nice surprise play here with Juggernaut. Especially in Dark Dimension, this could be a lot of fun to watch. Looking for that Storm lockout, try to have every possible option available to them. And here comes your Sentry combo. Sentry on 3. Ooh. I also like the way that John Poole's been playing the first couple of rounds, because he's just showing a little bit of indecision on the play line to understand, even with, you know, consistently open hands of saying, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for, it hasn't been always guaranteed a very predictable line to work with. But's a little scared, so he goes ahead and clogs the lane just in case. Did they Annihilus? They didn't, so that could be just a full dead clog lane trying to steal over into the flooding. And now Hell's Kitchen's only got one space left to work with and not a lot of power in it. This is actually a very poor position right now for the one and only BUTT. Here on turn 5, looking to probably clog up the entire board. Look at all of the viable options here. That Nico Minoru, being able to pick that up and have an extra play looks really, really strong right now. Recalculating the power, what's going to be able to be put into there, even if they undo it, and we get a snap. They're going to lock down turn 5 and say, I'm in. And I can't even play anything. I'm in. I'm stealing the flooding. I have priority. I'm going to knock out whatever you put over there. There's the Sasquatch going down into the flooding, and the Juggernaut knocks over that middle card into the Dark Dimension, which will not reveal anymore as Thena drops in, and because of how everything lays out, Thena doesn't even get the buff. Beautiful play. Beautiful, beautiful play right there. Excellent control via the Juggernaut, and Jompool really has no choice but to back away for 2 cubes. Great defense right there. Great, great defense. As both players look to capitalize on all of the Jins via Nord Dimension. Now, Kangbaster doesn't necessarily like it as much due to the Thena synergy that they're trying to capitalize on, but I think it really depends on their turn 2 card to determine if they're going to heavily seek after the Nord Dimension or if they're just going to passively look for it. There's the +2. White Widow comes in. It's almost like Butt was basically saying, I have a feeling you're going to White Widow here. So turn 1, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a Jin to let the lane clog and back away from the entire lane. If we see Hood go over into the left, it's a full forfeit, potentially, of that lane. Which is scary. Order is important here because Kitty Pryde and Hood may stay. Remember, you're getting Jins in your hand and you're getting Demons in your hand. So Jin for energy. Hood puts the Demon in the hand. That brings back Nico and the Hood. So now you have Demon, Nico, Hood in your hand. And bounce the Kitty. Here they go. Drop it down, 4 cards. Jin for the extra energy. The Mockingbird's gonna get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper simultaneously. Getting some tall power if they want to try to steal the Nord Dimension. Bring the Nico Minoru and the Hood also back into your hand again. If you top deck over onto the Beast, you can bounce it even one more time if you need to. Maybe even clear out the lane, but Debris is gonna make that a lot harder by putting rocks into 4 spots. Now a free Mockingbird to work with. You've only got 1 card at the moment. The tallest card we've seen so far is probably Sage. but that's only been on the side of Butt. We haven't seen it on Kangbassador / John Pool's side yet. If they are running it, that hasn't been revealed yet, that could be the only way they steal the Nor dimension, because right now, dropping down a Mockingbird into Nor seems to be solid. The Sentry is the tallest card they have as we watch the Void get dropped into Xandar. Ravona on top of it. As Mockingbird brings the whole lane up now to 10 power as the contest. Nocturne with the flex into Xandar with an extra reinforcement from Kitty Pryde. And they top deck Sasquatch. Oh boy. Looking to play some defense with the Juggernaut right now. Trying to counter the Clog and use the Clog to his advantage. Sentry's the tallest card so far, so I don't know if they're going to be able to take the Dream Dimension, yet alone get a head start on trying to take Nidavellir. I think they kind of have to Annihilus at this point, and it does seem unlikely that they're going to Annihilus in the Xandar lane, so I like the Juggernaut call here. They can knock that Annihilus into Nor Dimension. That lane is locked, is officially locked. Ooh, we get 2 cards here, though. There goes the beef over what was in the middle lane as we get raided by Doughy Cat, who sees the final reveal here, which is a Shang-Chi for power. It's going to lock up the Nor Dimension and Nidavellir with some flex via Nocturne. That's too much for John Pool to have to work with. And John Pool, who has lost 6 straight cubes now here in the pod finals up against the BUTT, Mr. Butt. Oh boy, let's see what happens. As we open up round number 5, now heading into the high stakes, we are heading into possibly a 2-game knockout. Okay, turn 2, simple Ravona. We had a copied over Shang-Chi, but they, on John Pool's side, did receive a Mockingbird. They're deciding, is it worth the snap? These are tall cards as is. It's only 1 card per turn is what it looks like that they can truly work with. Try to undo the Sacred Timeline, but I mean, it's too tempting to not put Nocturne down onto the Angela lane and then move it off later. Now, Nocturne, I don't believe, can be moved into Miniaturized Lab because it can't be added that way, unless if it's Jeff. The Green Goblin puts the -3 into Sacred, Nocturne into White Palace. And if they drop the stage, that's a 3/6 at the moment, kind of low. And a free Voidless Sentry into White Palace. So now you're really looking at what can the Miniaturized Lab truly do this round, and is it worth it? You're still getting 1, 2, 3 cards played. That's going to drop down the Sasquatch to 3. Which will then open up the Miniaturized Lab so they can opt into either, depending on the priority, Sage or Sasquatch in the right. I like the combination of plays here as we get the fill up. Here comes the Falcon, the Nocturne, and the Angela. A little bit of flexibility as Mysterio drops in. Nico's going to be the one that bounces back into the hand. Opens up that spot one more time, and White Palace now has a commanding 9-point lead. But a flexible Nocturne. 15 in the right, forfeit the mid. You're sitting on 7 in White Palace after the move. 15 points in. Is there any way that John Poole can bring 4, 2, 3, yeah, bring those 4 cubes back here in this final turn? This could be it for John Poole entirely. He's gonna go for it for the potential final. It's a hub on the conversion, no negative effect. Here comes the White Widow, throwing the Widow's Kiss on the other side. That's gonna weaken it to a total of 11. It's gonna be a tie over in the hub. We're in a tiebreaker scenario. It's 14 on 17, and John Poole is eliminated from the final. Oh man. The BUTT has come through and will be one of our final 4 in the broadcast on Sunday, the 23rd of June. Once again, that's taking place at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have one more match to show you, though, to see who else is moving into that final, and then we can broad announce who our final 4 actually are. Stick around, everyone. We'll be right back. God, I love that interaction. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here showcasing the second battle here for the Pods finals to find out the final piece to who is in the final 4 on the broadcast on Sunday. Let's switch on over and take a look as we look at Sizer versus not a duck, also known as Bishkona. So good luck, have fun. Let's see what happens as Sizer is bringing in a Loki Blink Chaos deck. Now, we've been seeing a little bit more of this recently within the meta, sometimes with Devil Dino, sometimes without, using Blink as essentially a guaranteed conversion for that Loki, but it really depends on how they're needing to tech out of it. So let's find out how they're going to be able to navigate this and what, besides Kitty Pryde, is not a duck taking to the party. Cable's going to be really critical here to steal little pieces of information, get a head start as Elsa Bloodstone, Jeff, Kitty Pryde. Okay, we're building the classic beginning bounce single lane shell at the moment. And with Jeff in hand, seems to be a good way to start. This could be a straight up Loki versus Loki match as well, even with Kitty Pryde in the mix. And if it is, the advantage probably already runs into Sizer, just because Not is running the Kitty Pryde package, which would play secondary, because that package looks for Loki more often than not on turn 5, versus Sizer's deck, which is just running Quinjet and Snowguard in the 1 slot. That seems to be the route that Not is taking, and Sizer's just capitalizing on it. Let's see how they go into turn number 4 here, as they draw their Blink. No Loki in hand, but either having Devil Dino or Loki pop on out has got to feel good if you are Sizer. Definite snap condition, get a couple of draws at the same time, full hand. Worst possible scenario is simultaneously drawing both Loki and Devil Dinosaur rather than ramping it out. But either way, good feeling deck. Our mysterious Howard the Duck player, who goes in on 2, watches Angela be disabled as Kitty Pryde and Mobius drop in. There's the Devil Dino and the Quinjet. Always sad to see the Quinjet when you can't play it, but you look to Loki if you're going to. And Sizer says Devil Dino's going to be enough in this lane all by itself, expecting that Jeff to move over to the right to avoid the negative influence of the Thunderbolt Tower, while still having the ability to take Elsa Bloodstone, get an extra couple pieces of power on there. And maybe we're looking at Quinjet and Blink on the final line. We're looking at gain a card draw, no matter what it is, drop the Quinjet down, and then Blink into the Starlit Citadel. This looks like a pretty clean line for Sizer, but what can not a duck, also known as Bishkona, do to take it out, if anything? He loads mid with Luke Cage and US Agent helping to try to secure that lane. And with a snow guard drawn, now it's all about defense. Going super tall, keeping the Devil Dino up there. But I don't understand loading the Starlit Citadel with the weaker card that would flip into Loki. Sizer does have priority and the Cosmo. Coulson would be a better call if they're going to do that line. Aha, I see what they're doing. They're looking at the 50-50 because the unrevealed cards that are left in their deck. They have 2 cards currently left in their deck. It's Loki, who you can see on the bottom underneath my webcam screen here, and the other card is Juggernaut. So with Juggernaut in the deck, looks like they're essentially trying to tech for that movement and be ready to combat against it. Sizer, too strong in those opening rounds, tells Bishkona that let's move to another round. Goes to round 2 with a 2-cube lead. Simple starting Snow Guard. If they want to leave it on the board, they can. If they want to disable it, they can. And a Black Vortex. Ooh. If we see no plays for 3 turns, we could see a fun combination with the Snow Guard's Hawk also. Sacrificing their Shadow King, they pull it for a Magneto. Pretty solid hit for the Black Vortex. And the Snow Guard bear into Vortex. I don't think I've seen this happen before. I don't know if we get a double flip or if it's just a singular flip. Should be a single flip. Well, we're gonna find out a new one together. Quinjet Loki in hand also. Nocturne drops into the mid as the bear's gonna evolve into the Living Tribunal. And an immediate snap from Not a Duck. Now, Sizer's backing forward and back on this one, trying to decide if there's any way to maximize that power by getting out that Devil Dino. They'd have a 20% chance on the pull. Not favored. As we still see a lot of tech cards at the moment coming from Bishkona. The Luke Cage, the US Agent, Mobius, Shadow King, Nocturne. It's just tech on tech on tech. Yet, we have not seen if this goes down the Ceratech route. We have not seen if this goes down the Silver Surfer route, and we have not seen if this goes down the Loki route. Orcus Forge, looking nice for the Devil Dino. Potentially could almost clog the hand by next turn by dropping Coulson into Orcus Forge. With Loki already in hand too. This is a great opening spot for Sizer, who's hoping to gain as much information as possible on the Loki flip if they opt into it. Let me know down in the comments below at this point of looking at not a duck. What are the last 3 remaining cards? And later on, let me know if you were right. Tough decisions to figure out which line they're going down. opting for the lane power instead of the extra card draw. Seeing a stature and a rescue. Okay, not the best, not the worst. But here comes Nocturne, looking to undo the Baxter building most likely. No Sentinel's gonna get drawn. We see a snap come in now from Sizer. Excuse me, from Not. That came from Not. My apologies. Sizer's gonna move forward with it. He's gonna take the snap, not snap back, move in for at least 2 cubes. Cosmo's into Baxter building. And Mobius appears into the Monster Island, not locking the location, but helping to secure Baxter building via the Nocturne move. Devil Dino's already in the hand as well. And with all of the spaces of Monster Island, unless if they clog the lane now, this could be a great play for Sizer, who plays the Devil Dino into the Baxter building and then could Juggernaut to protect Monster Island as well. Bear plus Juggernaut. Bishkona's got to go pretty tall into Baxter building right now. But Orcus Forge is just as confusing and tempting to work with. As Thena makes her first appearance of the match and Elsa Bloodstone pairs next to it. Now we have a precarious situation because it looks like they're making a move here to not go for Baxter building. If they're not going for the Baxter building, they're looking at Monster Island and Orcus Forge. They can lock in one lane via Juggernaut. The question is which lane? I think you end up going the Nocturne Angela lane, because Thena goes up +3 versus Angela, who goes up +2. Both are going to get the Elsa Bloodstone bonus nevertheless, but that card's going to get beefed out. And that's what Sizer's trying to figure out. Where's the stronger defense right now? These are tough moves here by Sizer. Time is running out. He's going to opt for the middle lane at the last second. Does Nocturne go mid? She does. It's projected right. Nocturne's going to flip the Orcus Forge into Monster Metropolis. That could be the game breaker as Luke Cage comes on top, gets on the extra 3 power. 8 is the grand number to beat, but watch as Monster Metropolis is going to be beating out. Boom! It hits the cage and not the Nocturne. There's no more location change. Bear drops into. It doesn't take on the bonus. It doesn't take on the bonus. It's not enough. Not enough. Man. Having the 5-5 there. Matchup 50-50 chance on what is going to be smacked out via the Juggernaut was the saving grace right there. And Bishkona takes the lead as Sizer drops 4 cubes now. It is not a duck with 8. Sizer now with 5. In a TVA match. It's a TVA match. And Sizer is not sitting on Snowguard. There's no location change so far in Not's hand. They do have the ability to steal Death's Domain, though, with Jeff. They have to move Jeff out now to have a chance. Sizer knows this too. This is a great position, especially given that it's round 4, so we're at the end of low stakes. This is a great position for not to snap, no matter what the condition is. Red Guardian whiffs, and there goes the Mobius. Now, it's a Juggernaut or Prey, and they decide it's not going to be worth it. Nocturne dropping into the middle would give a tiebreaker scenario that would go into the favor of Bishkona. Athena plus Kitty Pryde is also 5 power. Into the middle, that would be enough. Juggernaut has too many issues. We're still missing one card as well, still from not a duck. It's an 8-4 game now. We're going into high stakes. 8-4. 2 cubes is what we're starting off with now. And essentially, we've gone from 8-4, shrink it down. It is now a 4-2 game with again another locking location, Sanctum Sanctorum. These locked down locations are huge on turn 1 for Bishkona. Luckily, Quinjet's already down. Machine World paying pretty heavy. As Sizer is looking everywhere to see a vision pop out. Looking everywhere for a vision to pop out. King Coulson gift Sizer a vision. Mobius, Coulson, Namor, Cersei. Cersei might be able to come to the rescue, y'all. As we are going to see a Hawk into Machine World on turn 5, almost guaranteed. No. They're pushing in with Devil Dino in the Hellfire Club. Oh boy. If we've got Devil Dino in the Hellfire Club, looking to essentially maintain defense. Priority would be able to hit the Juggernaut out into Sanctum Sanctorum, which would be irrelevant if it's a sacrificed lane. Opting to not Hawk, but also putting out the fear to Bishkona. That, hey, I played a Snow Guard. Chances are I could Hawk into the middle lane. Look at the number of whatever stats they drop down onto turn 5 into Machine World. I can help dictate it too. There we go. There's your 2 cards. One of them's going to pop into the hand. It's the Nocturne. And Kitty Pryde, who just stays there. This is it. This is it. This is for Sizer's tournament life. He locks it in, puts in the 5 power into Hellfire Club. That's going to be 29 as the number to beat. And still be able to play defense using Juggernaut to go over the top. No, he backs out. He backs out, remembering that Jeff can also move into the machine world. Regresses the play. And hopes that with 2 cards drawn, Hellfire Club's going to drop down to 20 power. That we don't see 14 appear in the Hellfire Club. This is tight. This is tense. Bishkona is thinking through every possible combination, and Juggernaut's just been winning game after game after game. A card that's slowly starting to make a comeback in Marvel Snap. Is it going to be enough here to take off 4 cubes off of Bishkona? We're going to find out. They do move the Jeff over into the mid as we get a Killmonger to remove 4 power from the mid. Killmonger is the final card in Bishkona's deck. Here comes the Kitty Pryde, and movement defines it all. There goes the Juggernaut, smacking the Killmonger into Hellfire Club. And it's a tie in the machine world. And y'all, Sizer lives to see another day by moving the Killmonger into Hellfire Club, tying the middle lane. And now we know every piece of what Bishkona is working with right here. 8 power. 8 power. Wow. Okay. It's 4-4. Sizer versus Bishkona. Taking down all the notes of what happened in that game. Get ready for the next match. How do we draw into it? Now knowing there's nothing like a Loki. So full-on Noki deck. And a Shadowland too. Possibly looking at now reprocking that Shadowland for some extra ninjas. And Raptors. We go for the full hand clog? Ooh, we go for the lane lock with Savage Land. Ooh. Do they have only Nocturne? Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Oh, that never feels good. Sizer knowing that that lane is basically dead now. And this is where you Loki, hoping to pull your opponent's Killmonger. And they agree. There's a snap that comes on in. Bishkona knows he's in the lead, needs the Hail Mary. Loki's the Hail Mary, though. And Sizer knows it's not worth betting it all on a possible flip. 50-50 shot, essentially, of pulling it. So I like the back away here as we move to a Dream Dimension game as Sizer's up against the ropes. Ooh. Sinister London. Scary, scary location. The double US agent is a great, great call. Nocturne 1, Nocturne 2, Cable steals 1. Killmonger. Cable steals 2. Angela. Man. No Loki in hand. Just a Mobius. We could also see a card proc followed by a blink to get a Loki out. They're undoing the Sinister. And it flips into Bar Sinister! Doubling the Thenas into the middle lane as Sizer now watches 3 Mobi. It's a Mobius and Mobius and Mobius and Mobius. Locking that lane, and Sizer now has a tough mountain to climb. Blink will flip the first Mobius of Bar Sinister into either Loki or Devil Dino. Devil Dino feels good. They hit the Loki, flips it all out. What do we get? Killmonger, US Agent, Thena, a 1-cost Sage. This can be salvaged. And literally everything on the board. Looking for maximum power. Do not get rid of that Quinjet in the left. And Sizer saying, this is everything. This is everything I got. I'm gonna lay it all on the line and hope you can't keep up. We have a 6-point lead over in the left lane. 6, 5, 3, 2. That's an 8 power card coming out of Sage currently. Possibly 10, depending on what they drop in there. But most likely an 8. And Thenos are going to watch the Elsa Bloodstone give life to Luke Cage. And Sage goes to 16. That's gonna do it. Congratulations to Bishkona, who has taken down the legendary Sizer here in the pod finals. Now, what does this mean for us here at the Snap Judgements League? Let's talk about it. This means that, ladies and gentlemen, the grand final has officially been set. The grand final is happening once again on Sunday afternoon, and we highly invite you all to come be a part of it. Take a look. Here it is, the Snap Judgements League semifinal and final being broadcast here on 623. Ignore that right there. We're gonna do that. 623. I found the old photo, my bad. 623 here on this channel. Twitch.tv/ItsGuestGaming. We have LP Hovercraft versus Bishkona, who you just watched in the last match, and the BUTT going up against Jimmy Dickens. We'll be showcasing both matches individually and then the grand final happening here on Sunday. I am incredibly honored to be once again hosting that final here on this channel, and who knows, maybe there'll be a special guest, maybe there'll be some extra people, maybe there'll be some things or happenings, or I don't know. But what I do know, hands down, y'all need to be there. I will see you there. If you're here on YouTube, hey, chances are it's the next video up. Hey, look, the 3 is there. Next video up. Alrighty? I will see y'all there. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.